At 7, you became the family's emergency brake, and the world called it maturity. What if that strength is quietly deleting you? Stay. Tonight we unmask the hero you built and the child you buried. It starts quietly, the kind of quiet that makes you hold your breath. You are 7. The door is half open. Inside, a parent is sinking in slow motion, into a bottle, into a rage, into a silence so heavy it bends the air. You do not have the words, but your bones hear a command. If you do not hold this house together, no one will. So you begin to disappear. Not your body, your softness. You learn to smile when your stomach is cold. You study faces like maps of storms. You speak less. You cry almost never. You learn to change the weather in a room with a joke, a chore, a perfect report card. The adults applaud. So mature, so responsible. You nod and hide the receipt, because the price is paid in secret. The price is bedtime terror and morning strategies. The price is a child who becomes an emotional thermostat, turning herself down so everyone else can function. You grow small and skilled. You make peace before war even starts. You keep count of the glasses, the footsteps, the pauses between words. And the world calls it strength. But at what cost?
There is a locked drawer in you where the real child waits, holding broken birthdays and swallowed questions. You are the hero nobody sees, the firefighter who never leaves the burning house. One day, the smoke smell follows you to school, to work, to love. And people say you are fine. You say you are fine. But the air is still not safe, is it? Keep listening, because the thing you built to survive might be the thing that is slowly erasing you. And tonight, we are going to open that locked drawer. If this speaks to you, subscribe to the channel so we can keep making the kind of work that tells the truth and helps you come home to yourself.
There is a name for what happens when a child carries weight that belongs to adults. Parentification. It sounds clinical, but it lives in the body. It is the shift where a small person becomes the caregiver, the mediator, the quiet counselor who keeps the room from breaking. In that role, your nervous system learns to stay on. It watches, it predicts, it prepares. Over time, this constant alert becomes a style of being. You notice the way a voice falls at the end of a sentence, the way a glass lands on a table, the way a door closes a little too hard. Your body marks these as weather signs. Safety is no longer a feeling, it is a calculation. This is hypervigilance. It narrows your focus to signals and threats. It pulls your attention out of your own needs and places it on the temperature of others. Your heart learns to beat in response to their mood. Your breath waits for their approval. You discover that love can feel like a transaction. Provide calm, receive a little peace. Prevent conflict, earn a little safety. You begin to believe that having needs is dangerous, that wanting anything will tip the balance. So you hide your hunger and showcase your usefulness. You offer efficiency where you should have been offered care. The brain stores this pattern as normal. Chaos becomes the baseline, not because you enjoy it, but because you can manage it. Quiet moments feel strange, even suspicious. Stillness asks you to feel, and feeling threatens the system that kept everything upright. This is the hidden cost. To belong, you trimmed yourself down. Not because you were weak, but because you were wise. Attachment first, authenticity later. The strategy works so well that it blends with your identity, and the world praises the result, while the body holds the bill. Adulthood arrives, but the old contract follows. You become the one people depend on without asking. At work, you anticipate problems before they appear and clean them up so well that no one notices the mess existed. In friendships, you listen like a therapist and speak like a diplomat. In love, you promise calm, carry the details, and ask for almost nothing. You call this care. Others call it strength. It is also the mask you learn to wear until it feels like your face. Rest does not come easily. You sit on the couch and feel an invisible pull toward tasks. Your mind counts what still needs fixing. When someone offers help, your throat tightens. A small alarm says the price will come later, so you say, "I'm good." Compliments land like a bright light on sensitive skin. You want to receive them, but your body flinches, suspicious of warmth. Joy shows up, and you feel nothing. Not because your life is empty, but because your system does not yet know how to relax into good news. Boundaries feel like betrayal. Saying no sounds in your head like pushing someone off a cliff. So you say yes, then you overfunction, then you feel resentment and shame in the same breath. You tidy other people's chaos and quietly ignore your own. You call it high standards. Your body calls it exhaustion. And yet, to the outside world, you look fine, organized, capable, generous. Fine becomes a script you deliver on cue. The deeper ache is simple. You want to be known without performing. But peace still feels like a test you might fail. You enter calm rooms and scan for exits. You mistake anxiety for intuition because alarms are familiar. The mask grew up with you, became your brand, your armor, your most reliable tool. It kept the world stable. Now it keeps you far from yourself. Healing does not begin with a plan. It begins with a witness. You stand beside your own life and say the simple, dangerous truth. This happened, and it mattered. No defending, no shrinking, no turning it into a lesson for someone else. You speak it in clear language so your body can finally hear you. I took roles that were not mine. I carried feelings that were too heavy. I learned to survive by disappearing. When you name it without editing, something inside loosens. The pressure to prove your worth takes one step back. Then grief arrives, late but honest. It is not a sign that you are breaking. It is a sign that you have stopped abandoning yourself. Tears you never had time to cry come like rain after a long dry season. Anger wakes too, not to destroy, but to protect what is sacred. You let these emotions move through, not around. You breathe, you tremble, you write, you rest. This is shadow work, turning toward what you were trained to hide and offering steady attention instead of judgment. Reparenting grows from there. You become the adult you needed, someone who says, "You did not deserve that. I am here now." You give yourself what was missing in small, reliable ways. Permission to pause, food when hungry, sleep when tired, words when silence would bruise you again. Boundaries turn from walls into doors you can open and close. You stop worshiping the old mask and start honoring the wound it covered. And you hold a paradox with open hands. What once saved you now limits you, and it was also proof of your intelligence. You adapted, you survived. Now you are allowed to change the terms. Witness the past, feel what was unfelt, and choose a different contract. One where your worth does not depend on performance, and your softness is not a risk but a right.
This is where change becomes ordinary and real. Start by asking one honest question each morning. What do I need today that I usually ignore? Let the answer be small and specific. 10 quiet minutes, a real meal, a phone call you keep postponing. Give it to yourself on purpose. Train your body to expect care from you. When anxiety rises, use simple anchors. Feel your feet on the floor. Name 5 objects you can see. Breathe in for 4, out for 6. Do it before big meetings, after hard texts, in the car outside your home. You are retraining a system that learned to sprint. Teach it how to stand still without fear. Practice boundaries in clear sentences that honor both you and the other person. Try, I can do this on Friday, not today. Try, that does not work for me. Here is what does. Say them aloud alone first so your mouth learns the shape. Then practice receiving. Choose one offer of help each day and say yes without repayment. Let discomfort be proof you are growing, not evidence you did something wrong. In relationships, notice where you overfunction. Pause before rescuing. Ask what is mine to carry and what belongs to them. Choose partners and friends who meet you at the same height, who accept no without punishment, who do not need you to bleed to feel loved. At work, draw edges around your effort. Set a done-for-today time and honor it like a meeting. Replace apology with clarity. Thank you for waiting instead of sorry I am late. Track impact, not just hours, so your worth is not chained to exhaustion. Each night, write one line to the younger you. You get to rest. I will handle the adult parts. Look for green lights, calm that feels natural, love that stays when you pause, people who respect your limits. This is the new contract. Connection without self-erasure, ambition without self-abandonment, strength that includes softness. No one else can sign it for you, but you can sign it today. Here is the truth our story points to. Many of us became experts at stability before we learned how to be human. We were trained by chaos to read a room faster than we could read ourselves. We made love a transaction, worth a performance, rest a crime. The mask kept us alive, but it also kept us far from the person we were meant to grow into. Healing is not a sudden reveal. It is a steady practice of witnessing what happened, grieving what was lost, and rewriting the contract with ourselves. We admit the cost. Years spent managing other people's storms while our own needs went quiet. We honor the intelligence that helped us survive. Then we practice a different kind of strength, the kind that includes softness, asks for help, and keeps promises to our body.
Safety is not a trophy. It is the rhythm of ordinary care repeated daily. Boundaries become doors, not walls. Work becomes service, not self-erasure. Love becomes a place where you can be seen without earning it. You do not have to wait for permission. The rescuer you wanted is the adult you are becoming. Go back, take the child by the hand, and lead them forward with truth. You did not deserve it. You are not behind. You get to rest. We will do this together. Which small practice from today's video will you try this week, and why? Share in the comments so others can learn from your insight. If this helped, please subscribe and watch the next video. Your support gives us the energy to keep making honest work that serves you.